Every hour, a human organ is sold on the black market. In the shadows of global healthcare, a sinister trade thrives, one that preys on the vulnerable, the desperate, and the voiceless. This is not a dystopian fiction. This is the black market for human organs, where children and infants are among the most tragic victims. Welcome to the hidden world of the baby parts trade. The World Health Organization estimates 10,000 kidneys are traded illegally every year, one every hour. But kidneys are just the tip of the iceberg. Corneas, livers, and even hearts are harvested from victims as young as newborns, often in countries ravaged by poverty or conflict. Children in war zones, migrants fleeing persecution, and families trapped in extreme poverty are prime targets. Traffickers exploit their desperation, promising money, safety, or false medical care, only to strip them of their organs. In 2022, a 21-year-old Nigerian street trader named Daniel was lured to the UK with promises of a job. Instead, he found himself in a London hospital, moments away from having his kidney forcibly removed for a wealthy recipient. Daniel's traffickers included a Nigerian senator and a medical broker. Their plot unraveled only when doctors grew suspicious. His case became the UK's first prosecution for organ trafficking, a rare glimpse into a system built on lies and coercion. So, how does this trade operate? Brokers, often posing as so-called medical recruiters, use forged consent forms, fake family ties, and bribes to bypass legal safeguards. In one scheme, a Sudanese refugee named Jonas was drugged, blindfolded, and transported to a clandestine clinic after accruing debt from failed migration attempts. Traffickers profit at every stage. A donor might receive only about $3,500 for a kidney, while brokers sell it for $35,000. The recipients? Often wealthy patients from Europe or North America, desperate to skip years-long transplant wait lists. This trade simply cannot exist without corrupt medical professionals. Surgeons perform operations in makeshift clinics or even reputable hospitals, falsifying records to label the organs as altruistic donations. In China, organs from executed prisoners fueled a billion-dollar industry for decades, with government hospitals quietly complying. So-called transplant tourists travel to countries like Pakistan, Egypt, or China, where regulations are lax. The World Health Organization warns that 10% of global transplants involve trafficked organs, a statistic that barely scratches the surface. Efforts to combat this crisis are honestly fragmented. The 2014 Council of Europe Convention criminalized organ trafficking, and the Declaration of Istanbul exposed unethical practices. Yet enforcement remains weak. In the United Kingdom, only a handful of cases are investigated each year, and many nations lack laws targeting transplant tourism. Ethical surgeons and NGOs are pushing for transparency, public organ databases, stricter vetting of donors, and global bans on profiting from transplants. But as climate disasters and wars displace millions, traffickers, unfortunately, find fresh prey. The baby parts trade is more than a crime. It's a failure of humanity. For every Daniel who escapes, countless others vanish. Their stories echo in empty hospital corridors, in forged consent forms, and in the silence of nations slow to act. The question isn't just how to end this trade, but whether we value every life enough to try.